Hello and welcome to another session of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's virtual drop-in drawing. In this program, we bring the Met to you through a series of drawing exercises based on works in our collection meant to challenge and grow your creative skills. My name is Barbara Woods. I'm a mixed media artist and a museum educator at the Met. Today, we're going to look closely at a page from a beautiful illuminated manuscript called the Book of Flower Studies, acquired by the Met in 2019. Part of the last flowering of Northern European medieval manuscript illumination, it was created in 1510 by the master of Claude de France. The book provided models for renderings in several celebrated commissions linked to Claude, Queen of France, and to Antoine de la Barre, who became Archbishop of Tours. The Book of Flower Studies contains lovely paintings of many flowers commonly found in medieval gardens. You'll find many of the same flowers in the garden at the Met Cloisters, where the book is on display in the glass gallery near the Bonifant Cloister Garden. The book has a fine, dark brown leather cover, and each page is approximately 4 by 6 inches, about the size of a postcard. The leather on the cover is smooth. There is a sense that the book was well loved and handled many times over the centuries. There's a metal clasp in the center and metal corners to protect the edges. The book has 175 parchment pages sewn in place using strong white thread. On each page, there is a painting of a different flowering plant centered on a white background. Each plant is painted in exquisite detail with fanciful curling leaves and vibrant flowers, often with an accompanying insect or animal. We can imagine this lovely book would give someone great comfort during cold winter months. It would be like holding a portable, colorful garden in your hands. We will focus on this page, Folio 28, Dandelion with a Caterpillar, created with watercolors, gold and silver paints, inks, and charcoal on parchment. Parchment was made from animal skin, usually from a goat or sheep. In the center of the page, we see a dandelion plant with 6 flowers in various stages of bloom, budding, beginning to flower, flowering, and turning to seed. There are 4 serrated dark green leaves at the base of the plant near the bottom of the page. Growing up out of the leaves at the base of the plant, on the far left is a thin, light green stem leading to a conical green bud with a half sphere of yellow petals perched on top like a small cap. There is another thin green stem arching to the left with a green bud holding a larger cap of yellow petals. In the center, a reddish-pink base grows upwards into a thin green stem supporting a spherical cloud of fluffy white seed pods, surrounding a circle of unripe seeds. A caterpillar with bulbous eyes, blue and red spots, and spiky hairs wraps around the stem of the center flower, holding on with tiny yellow feet. Another thin green stem arches to the right with a round green and yellow top, now empty of seed pods. A green stem with a pink base arches to the right with a conical bud holding a fan-shaped round of yellow petals. The last green stem arches to the right, topped with a large yellow circle of petals, surrounding a smaller circle of petals in the center like a small sun. The plant has charcoal shadows behind every flower and leaf that seem to lift it up from the flat page. After looking closely at this lovely painting, let's get started in our drawing. I will be using these tools today: some color pencils, number 2 pencils, some drawing pencils, sharpener, eraser, and some pens, and some drawing paper. But use whatever you have. It's important to use any kind of paper. You can even use copy paper, any kind of pencils, ballpoint pens, any kind of color. You can use crayons, markers, whatever you have. It's important to start where you are and use what you have. We're going to be starting by creating a drawing using line, color, and shape. I'm going to use this number 2 pencil just to lay it out. In the center, there's a big circular bloom. That's kind of an oval shape with a center stem. And this whole plant is roughly a triangular shape with 6 blooms. This seed pod is up here to the right. It kind of presses out the edge of the triangle. And its stem goes down next to the center bloom. And then there's a bloom that goes to the left that's got a conical shape with a cap of petals. And then next to it is another conical shaped bud with a smaller cap. That goes to the left. To the right is a yellow burst of petals that are in an oval shape with a conical end. It's kind of the back of the bloom, and then it goes down next to the other stems. And then the last stem goes off to the right. And it's more of a circular bloom. It has a center of unopened petals. And then it has these triangular leaves that go around it. Goes down. And the base of the plant is down near the bottom of the page. Leaves go up. They have serrated edges. Kind of shark fin-like details. They go behind this stem. And down into the center. Actually, I'm going to move it up a little bit more with a pointy end. This leaf goes off to the side. Curls off. And then there's another leaf on the bottom. It curves to the right, actually goes off the page. It's not until you draw something that you really look at it and you can really see it. At this point, I've finished my pencil sketch through close observation of my inspiration object,
and will move on to adding color. For the sketch, I worked methodically across the page, adjusting shape and line as I went, and I will do the same as I continue to observe the painting and add color. Remember that it's okay to correct your work as you go. I like to start with the outline and work my way in with colored pencils. What's nice about color pencils is they're a little bit like using paints. You can overlap the colors and get a new shade. Try blending your colors as you go and observe the color blending in the original painting. Observe the light areas and shadowed areas of the painting. As you can guess, I will use my darker colors in the shadows and lighter colors in the light areas. I'm going to use a scrap of paper under my hand as I draw because the oils from my hand resting on my art will change my drawing. Using another piece of paper to protect my drawing will prevent any smudging. Here I'm using a pen instead of pencils to capture some of the lines and textures from the original painting. Feel free to experiment with different tools. I am moving on to the next flower so I can utilize the same coloring techniques that I just used for the first one. I'll try to work on all of the blooms at once so I can bring out all of their colors together. I'm working on this bare dandelion that has lost its seeds. I see a lot of different textures. I am recreating this texture with a mixture of colors and very short lines, almost dots, to represent the depressions where the seeds used to be. The bright colors and dot patterns remind me of work by Ryoi Kasama, a contemporary Japanese artist. Again, I'm layering in the color like paint. I'm changing the shade of green by mixing in lighter and darker greens and even a green with more yellow. Try to observe the colors present rather than going in with an expectation of what the color should be. Remember, you can change your shapes and your lines as you continue to observe the original painting. I am adding the shadows in with my 2B pencil on both the white dandelion puff and the caterpillar. I'll use my finger and the eraser to blend the shadows that I've added behind the flowers. It's a fuzzy shadow, so by blending and erasing lightly, I can make it more diffuse. Note that I am still using my scrap paper under my drawing hand to protect my art from the oils in my skin. This is really helpful if you tend to rest your hand on the paper. Our caterpillar is very colorful in blues and greens with a bit of yellow and red and also white spots. I'll add my color around these white spots, letting the white of the paper contrast with the body of the caterpillar, putting blue around each white spot. I'm also adding some black lines. I'm realizing that the hairs on the caterpillar are much longer than I thought, so I'm going to fix that as I go. I'm using my black pen to mark the segments on the caterpillar as it bends around the stem. This caterpillar has a lot of personality. To save some time, here's a drawing that I've almost finished. The dandelion flowers in each stage of the flower's life cycle are completed, and the vibrant green leaves of the dandelion spread across the bottom of the page. Now it is time to color in our caterpillar and add some finishing touches. I'm going to pay attention to the shadows where the caterpillar curves its body around the stem. Finally, I will add in the rest of the shadows. I will use my finger, just like before, to blend out the edges. Be sure to look at where the shadows are overlapped by the flowers in the foreground. I'm also turning my pencil on the side to loosen up my arm and my movements. It's a good thing to try to make more loose strokes with the pencil. There's no need to be perfect here. The last step is to tighten up and accentuate the details of my drawing with either a sharpened pencil or a pen. I'll take one last look at every flower, all of the leaves, and especially my caterpillar, making sure that every part has been given the same level of attention and details.
Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to post your drawings on social media using the hashtag #MetSketch so we can see what you've come up with. Remember to celebrate your work and validate your efforts. See you at the museum.